Phil, and welcome to UEL Sports Uncovered, the show that takes you on and off the field with everything UEL sports, breaking down all the latest headlines and stories. I'm Scott Cunningham here, and today we have an action-packed show. In this week's episode, we'll be taking an in-depth look into niche sports at UEL, shining a light on some of the incredible stories and people involved, so sit back and enjoy the show. To our first story of the day, and we sent our reporter Sam Few to meet faces old and new on UEL's American football team during their training session at Sportstock.
As one of the UEL sports clubs that play away from Sportstock, the mixed American football team perhaps don't get the coverage that they deserve. Before training, we caught up with president and quarterback Connor Facey and rookies Tatum Etchieng-Springer and Miller Lane Williams. Facey has been part of the UEL American football team since his first year at UEL and spoke with us about adapting their training to the new environment.
It's a tough session because we were supposed to be in our first week of padded practice, which means a lot of tackling, a lot of safe tackling to make sure all of the new players, all the rookies don't get injured. They stay safe, heads up tackling so they don't break a neck or injure anyone else. We've been given and granted access to the outside pitch at Sportstock on Sunday instead of our usual training session today, or what would have been yesterday. But now we're here and we'll be on one of the courts from 6 until 7. Working more fundamentals of running the ball and protecting the ball.
Having swapped the USA for UEL, rookie Etchieng-Springer credits the social aspect of the sport in helping her to bed into the team.
I think we're settling in well. It's started to warm up now the last few weeks. I've got a few rookies in my class, so that helps just being able to see each other on a daily basis. We're all very vocal. We talk all the time, so whether it's on Facebook or anything like that, we're always interacting with one another.
Fellow rookie Lane Williams came from a non-sporting background but found his head was turned by the appeal of American football.
I've never really been into sport growing up, and then I came here and I was like, I want to get involved, and American football seemed like the way to go, so I signed up, yeah.
With a healthy mix of leadership, experience and fresh faces in the squad, the UEL American football team's popularity is likely to grow with success. Sam Few, UEL Sports Uncovered.
To rugby now, and our reporter Adam Payne recently travelled down to East London Rugby Club to delve into the overpopulation of UEL men's rugby.
UEL's rugby club have had a steady increase in participation over the past couple of years. Prior to training tonight, I spoke to UEL's vice-captain Harry Walker, who gave me an insight into the club's Rugby Sevens aspirations, the direction the club is heading and what more could be done.
Second-year student Walker was confident about the club's ability to create a sevens side with valuable chances for players who are not always available to play.
Normally what we try to do when there's more than enough players for one squad, we try to take people to a merit competition, and that's so because we don't have enough for two teams, we still want people getting involved because they've worked hard to come to training. But over the summer we also want to reward them with game time when people who aren't as interested in playing because they've got exams and things like that, to come and start playing. So this sevens gives a different alternative to a game because obviously it's a different format, and it gives people opportunities who wouldn't normally get into the 15 side.
The centre also spoke of their encouraging roster of players and how advertising during the season could prove useful.
It's definitely positive because the university as a whole isn't too rugby mad. Like, I think in most other unis, rugby is the top sport because you have like the big like semi-pro leagues that you can get up to in bucks. But at UEL, it's like basketball and football. I think that's just from the area in general. But to see the numbers grow again from last year, which they grew last year as well with my first year, and to have another influx of first years shows hopefully that the recruitment's going in the right direction and that the numbers are going in the right direction. I think during the playing season we could advertise a bit more. We really went full force over the summer to get people to notice the rugby team, and over Freshers Week we really publicised it really hard. But then when we got this large influx of players, we sort of took a step back. So I think moving on to next term maybe, and definitely next year, we should start, we should continue to advertise throughout the year, because people, if they miss out on Freshers Week, then they think that's it, but it's not. They can come and join anytime during the year.
Formation of a sevens team has all the hallmarks of boosting the university's rugby status, and with the right advertisement, who knows where this UEL rugby team could go next. Adam Payne, UEL Sports Uncovered.
Hockey news now, and our reporter Tashani Nani Yakara travelled down to Lee Valley and spoke to UEL hockey captain Laura Pakenham about an exciting new endeavour for UEL hockey.
I'm here at the Lee Valley Tennis and Hockey Centre, and with me is captain of the women's hockey team, Laura Pakenham, to talk about the exciting venture of mixed team and the season so far.
We kind of merged with all the other clubs and tried to tempt them into playing hockey because we knew they was a sporty background, and yeah, we just kind of sold the club as a fun social club as it is. So tempted everyone that way, and mixed abilities, all abilities welcome.
After a difficult start to the 2018-19 season due to a promotion last season, Pakenham stated that gaining further playing experience as a team, as well as building skills, was the forefront of this season.
I think the results isn't really our main issue because we've got a lot of new players and obviously mixed ability, so it's about working as a team. We really want to just forget about the results, try and work together and just try and increase skills and the love of the sport for those who are new to the sport.
Pakenham expressed the difficulty of balancing university studies alongside captaining the women's team, but noted the sport helped ease stress.
Obviously, uni is difficult, my course is difficult, and I am limited for time, especially at the moment with placement. But again, like I've said, it's a fun sport, it's a good stress reliever.
Discussing her legacy as UEL women's hockey captain, the physiotherapy student conveyed the hope of developing the UEL women's hockey players' sporting ability under her captaincy.
My legacy probably would want it to just be that we've come here to have a good time and we've enjoyed all the games, and that hopefully I've helped people along their way as hockey players.
The Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre, where UEL train every Monday evening, boasts of hosting the 2018 Women's Hockey World Cup, with high-profile visitors such as former Prime Minister David Cameron and musician Ed Sheeran walking through its doors. Pakenham verbalised her gratitude at being able to train at a world-class facility.
Look at the place. Obviously it seats a lot of people. In the summer the World Championship was here. A lot of people came to watch, and obviously Olympians and national players have played on this exact turf, so I feel very privileged.
With the inauguration of a mixed hockey team this season, paving the way for equal sports coverage at UEL, Pakenham spoke fondly of the new venture and its capacity to facilitate the development of hockey skills within both genders.
I just think it's good to bring both genders together anyway. It's a good balance between men and females on the pitch. It's split directly, and so it's just another way to know and learn how to work as a team. And yeah, again, improve all your skills and just have a good time.
With additional players joining UEL hockey this season, as well as the debut of a mixed hockey team promoting inclusiveness within sports coverage, the season looks bright for the Blues. Tashani Nayakara, UEL Sports Uncovered.
Futsal news now, and we sent our reporter Dan Grimes to explore the early success of UEL men's futsal team and also to give some insight into the future of UEL women's futsal.
One of the sports that has seen mixed fortunes at UEL is the futsal. Whilst the men's team has seen growing numbers in participation, the women's team have struggled to the point of cancellation. I spoke to coach Trevor Tamatave about the ups and downs of futsal at UEL.
Very impressed to see it this year. We've got good core players this year. So about 8 players, and we started off with 3 wins already. First game of the season, we won 16-0. And in a cup game last weekend, tough game against New Buckinghamshire University, we won that 10-5.
The success of the men's team wasn't enough to save the women's team, however, as a lack of numbers meant that a decision was taken to cancel the side. Former UEL futsal player Misha Orr spoke of her disappointment for those involved.
I was disappointed, not just for myself, for the other girls that play only futsal and not 11-a-side, because now they don't have a chance to get their fun, enjoy what they do here, enjoy the social bit of the sport. So that's how disappointed I was. And obviously, I'm going to miss playing. Obviously, when we did play and had a full team, we won a lot of games, so it is a bit disappointing,
Yeah, it was disappointing because you've got a lot of universities women's futsal team now, with women's futsal growing, and a lot of girls are now getting involved in playing futsal. So it's a bit disappointing not having a women's futsal team this year. And with the UEL football club, the women's football, we've got a good girls team. So I was looking maybe hopefully get them involved in futsal.
Despite the competitiveness of the women's team, when they did play, they were still unable to field a consistent side. Misha noted some of the unfortunate factors that may have had some impact on this.
I think if we raised awareness a little bit and maybe just changed a few things, maybe training times or specific things in training, things like that might have helped make some girls want to stay a bit more. Or I think things could have changed, a few things, but things that are out of our hands, if you know what I mean. Like, you can't really force somebody to enjoy futsal when they're tired from playing 11-a-side for uni and outside of uni as well. It's hard to persuade somebody to do that.
With the women's football team at UEL being one of the most celebrated sides at the uni, it's a massive shame to see the futsal team struggle to reach the same heights, but there is always hope that this can change in the future. Dan Grimes, UEL Sports Uncovered.
Time for a quick ad break now, but just enough time for an exciting announcement from UEL Cricket.
Hi, my name is Arfan Akram. I'm the head coach for University of East London Cricket Club. Absolutely delighted to have our first ever women's cricket team. Training's Tuesday nights at Sportstock, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. All the sessions are free, encouraging all the girls to come. We've also got some games coming up, 2 tournaments, one in December and one in January, and hopefully we'll have a team and a squad to enjoy all the sessions.
Some great news there for any aspiring UEL women's cricketers. And now I'm thrilled to announce we can go live to Bill Martin, who's at the Sportstock trying out recently established sport, wheelchair cricket, for the first time.
Thanks, Scott. Yes, today I'm at the UEL Sportstock where I'm joined by Brad. Brad, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Brad Green and I'm a part of the UK Wheelchair Cricket Association.
And what are we going to be doing today?
We're going to be playing on vertical wheelchair cricket. Wheelchair cricket is a brand new sport, about 18 months old, created by the UK Wheelchair Cricket Association, so we're just going to go through some basics and have a bit of fun.
Okay, great. Let's get into it.
So how does wheelchair cricket work? It's 2 teams of 6, 2 substitutes per team, with 20 overs and 1 inning per team. To bowl, you can throw the ball over the head rotation, much like in standard cricket, or you can throw the ball in a dodgeball-like fashion, but still overhead. Now, you can have a roll-up, or you can be standing still when you're bowling. Moving on to batting. To bat, you can stand anywhere in the wicket area, but if the ball hits the chair, then that's a CBW and you are out. You can score runs by hitting the walls along the floor. It's up to the discretion of the umpire, but it's typically accepted that if you get a 6, you hit the back wall without the ball bouncing, and it's a 4 if the ball bounces before it hits the back wall. Side walls on varying sections and degree of length will matter to 1, 2 and 3 runs respectively.
And now I'm joined by Itty, a third-year sports science student. Itty, you're one of the able-bodied players on the team. How have you found playing wheelchair cricket?
It's been a different experience. Playing cricket my whole life, my eyes to another perspective on the sport.
And you've been doing it since the start. How has it started this early in January this year, correct? So how has it changed from January to now, as it's a brand new sport here at UEL?
It's gained a lot more. It's gained a larger audience since we started in January. We've got our first game against the UK Association at the end of November. So we've got to that point where we can actually play now, and the club's developed to a point to play an actual game.
And what's the overall ability level like at UEL? How many players come along?
Well, usually we get around 5 to 6 people, but in total I think we have like 13, 14 people who actually come. So yeah, the ability is what it is. Sometimes you get a really good player, sometimes you get a really bad player.
What's the main difference you see between playing normal cricket and wheelchair cricket?
I think it's more, as an able-bodied person, it's a challenge for any cricketer because there's a lot, you fatigue much quicker because you're always on the chair, so it's a bit tougher. It's more of an endurance sport. There's huge differences, but that's probably one of the biggest factors because you get tired really quickly.
And that's just about it. Playing wheelchair cricket for the first time is absolutely great fun. I completely recommend it to anyone here at UEL. That's enough for me. Back to you, Scott.
Sticking with disability sport now, and our reporter Sam Few paid a visit to wheelchair basketball training to find out more about how the club was run.
We came down tonight expecting a full-on wheelchair basketball session, but as you can see, they're fairly low on numbers. Nevertheless, we spoke to player Sam McGrath, who gave us an insight into the club and why people should get involved. For all niche sports at UEL, promotion and awareness are crucial to their profiles. McGrath spoke about the formation of the Wheelchair Basketball Club and its development.
Over the last couple of years, we've created a club and that was widely picked up. However, we've seen a decline. So we've tried using social media, extra training sessions and stuff like that to try and get people involved. And that's an ongoing thing really, but promotion is massive and we've not been able to get that as much as we wanted to this year. So one thing we may look for is more support from the university in a way to allow other people from different clubs maybe to come and join our sessions, let them know when our training sessions are, so then they'll bring their mates, because that's how the club was created. It was created based on a few mates coming and having a laugh. So yeah, I think that's what it's word of mouth as well. So word of mouth's a massive thing for us. It's about getting people to the sessions, and once they get here they enjoy it and they'll come back week in, week out. It was something different. I'd never tried it before. I'd seen it played and it looked fun. As I said, it was a group of mates that created the club, and then from that we have a 5-time Paralympic coach who coaches us week in, week out. We've had a player who's gone on to play in Germany. He's played for GB, but he's now playing professional basketball in Germany. We've had several players who have represented GB play for us as well. So it's been really good to actually get other people involved.
McGrath talked about success stories from UEL and why people should get involved in the sport.
Study UEL is massive. Not so much in this country, like there are leagues. We have got a player who plays in the Prem in England, so he travels up and down the country representing his club. But on a wider scale it's growing. Like I said, we've got a player in Germany, and that was based on people seeing him play, him advertising himself, and then a German club approaching him to come and play for them. So I think on a wider scale it's growing. It's fun, it's enjoyable, anyone can play. It's very inclusive, it's a very good and engaging sport, and I'd highly recommend it. It's very good fitness as well.
The picture of UEL wheelchair basketball is becoming clearer, and with inclusion at its heart, there are plenty of chairs to be filled. Sam Few, UEL Sports Uncovered.
Since the report, UEL Sport have released the following statement. UEL Sports works tirelessly over the summer to accommodate the new training demands from the wheelchair basketball coach. We have also offered additional space for friendly matches within Sportstock at no cost, and have tried to organise a meeting with Sam and the club for the last 4 weeks, and are yet to get a response to when they are available to meet to discuss the development and promotion of the club. Although all clubs aim to be student-led, UEL Sports provides support, training and promotional material to help the clubs recruit new students, function and grow their clubs through off-peak sessions. Fancy seeing some local men's professional basketball? Here's some information about how you can get your tickets to see London Lions in action.
After the announcement of the partnership between London Lions and UEL Sports 2 months ago, UEL Sports are delighted to reveal that the Stratford-based club have a specific ticket price for any game for the rest of the year for UEL. £9 for adults, £7 for students or children. Students can also buy tickets using the ticket selling platform Ticketmaster, but there is a £1 additional Ticketmaster fee, bringing the total to £10 and £8 for adults and students respectively.
Women's basketball now, and our reporter Hugh Dexter spoke to head coach Tope Ali Balogun to explore the possibility of more women's sides in the light of the first team's great success.
I'm here at the UEL women's basketball training to talk to coach Tope Ali Balogun about talks of potential second team developed for women's basketball, as well as his goals and aspirations regarding this young team going into the future.
This is now the third season I'm going to be in the programme, so played quite a lot of games in that time, almost 30 plus now with cup competitions and everything like that, so it's been a little while, yeah. I think just at the moment, numbers is the biggest issue. There's more girls approaching every year, but we're not quite there yet with numbers and quality too. Because at the moment, women's basketball is one of the performance programs, so it's really important that we sustain a high level. So when we introduce the second team, it has to be a good level too. Really, I think it's just exposure. The more people that know about it, the better people that will come, so the level will go up and the numbers will go up with that too.
I spoke to UEL women's basketball player Brenda Kipiwu about why she got involved with the UEL women's basketball team.
So this is my second year playing with UEL. It's my second year. I've been playing basketball since I've been in primary school. Like, it was PE, and I started to take an interest from there, so I decided to take it seriously when I was in year 5. And ever since then, it's just been a consistent thing with me, and I've been enjoying it, so I thought I should take it more seriously and start looking for clubs. And then I've just been developing my skills with basketball, so ever since then I've just been doing that.
Coach Tope also talked to me about the idea of getting more scholarships involved and other schemes to improve the level of quality amongst the female players.
We have some scholars at the moment from all over the place, but the more scholars we have, the better the program will be, for definitely, that's for certain. In terms of participation, we need to have more teams. Like, if we can get to a second team that's really strong and fighting their way up the ranks in Bucks, that'll be fantastic. In terms of the first group, like, we need to be winning Premier South. Like, that's really got to be our goal, to be consistent from that regard. And in the bigger scheme of things, to be on the same level as Loughborough in terms of women's basketball and winning the whole of Bucks. That's really the way we should be moving.
I also spoke to Emily Piazza, another member of the squad, about her interest in the team and being on an international placement.
This is my first year with UEL. I'm doing my master's degree here, so it's just a one-year program. So I played in college back in America, and I wanted the opportunity to go travel abroad, and there was an international agent that got me in touch with schools that do master's programs, and you can play as well. So yeah, it was pretty much him.
For anybody interested in getting involved with this exciting young squad, please contact Coach Tope or the Sports Doc for more information regarding the team.
To rowing now, and our reporter Omar Alumi spoke to Patrick Wilkins to discuss what drew him to the rowing club.
The UEL Rowing Club are one of the more successful teams on campus, however, do not get the coverage they deserve. I caught up with member of the UEL rowing team, Patrick Wilkins, who gave us his insight on the matter during practice at the AMI Challenge.
So I started about 6-7 years ago. I did it with the Scouts where I came from, and I did a fixed gig seat. And then I thought, I quite like this, so I joined my home club, and then it just kind of went from there really. So I was rowing with them for quite a bit, and then I kind of found this uni, came here, and then immediately thought, definitely going to join the rowing team. And it just kind of went from there really. I think really we've just got to keep doing what we're doing, just keep rowing out in the mornings. I think we've got a lot more exposure this year, because we've got the sports blogs post, we've got you guys doing the films. We've got another person who wants to do photography with our team, so we think really just trying to get our name out there and try and build up the membership numbers.
Over the years, UEL have been known to produce some top rowing talent, with the likes of John Collins and Alan Sinclair, both whom represented the GB team in both European and World Championships, picking up gold and silver medals on the way. Paddy spoke about how that had inspired him.
So it's definitely inspired by, because obviously they came here when the rowing club was just being started. They built the club up really well. I know they raced at Henley. Obviously now Alan Sinclair, I know, is doing the GB stuff. So it's really kind of big boots to fill, and it's just really happy to try and row in their name, really.
Paddy then went on to speak about UEL's biggest competitors this season and also his personal targets for the upcoming campaign.
Obviously we've got, for the head race this weekend, we've got Curlew Rowing Club and Globe Rowing Club definitely as two of the big heavy hitters in the race. Obviously we've got the varsity team, which is Anglian Ruskin, and then as far as Bucks goes, the teams that everyone wants to beat is always going to be Brooks, Durham and Newcastle. They're the real heavy hitters, and they're going to be for a long time. So I think rowing in a Bucks final, we did it quite a bit last year. We got 4 of our boats through to the F final, but we'd like to see kind of gradual improvement in the club. So we'd like to kind of see maybe a C or a D final, maybe a B final. I think the women's freshers team this year, we've got a really good chance of getting them to a good final. So I know that I'd personally like to get a 2K time that's sub 7 minutes. So that's 2,000 metres on the rowing machine in under 7 minutes. I'd really want to get that. And I think really we just want to grow the numbers out for next year, because we know that at the end of this year we lose a lot of our senior team. So we want to kind of build up the freshers to take the spots and to just try and keep it going, really.
The UEL rowing team are really pushing out the boat this year. So if you're interested in getting involved with rowing, head on down to Sports Doc, and Paddy's your man.
That's going to wrap up today's episode of UEL Sports Uncovered. On behalf of me and all my wonderful reporters, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again.